morning and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Okay, today it's beautiful. I mean, it's very much we're very much into the autumn. The sun is out. It's a crisp morning. It's quite cold. Beautiful day. One of my favourites for this time of year. Sorry that the sun is coming in quite brightly there, so I hope you can see everything okay. A little while ago, and I can't remember which fragrance it was, when I bought a fragrance from a guy on eBay, and he very kindly included a sample, which I wasn't expecting. And this is Byredo's Accord Oud. So this is what we're going to be sort of talking about today. Now, when I got it, I had quite a few other samples on the go. So I did spray it, and I quite liked it, but I kind of got carried away with other things and kind of put it on the back burner. So I never really got to spend much time with it. So recently I took it out and had another go at it, and I was really impressed. So I'm going to talk a bit more about this now. I'll spray a bit now. I am wearing it, and I will spray a bit more for the purposes of the review, because I'm really quite impressed with this, you know. And alarm bells are going off, because I think this is going to be one that I'm going to want. I think that's definitely going to happen as well. And the trouble is with it, it's not a cheapie, so yeah, it's going to be a bit of a problem. All right, so I can't even see the spray now. The sun is really belting down here. So let's give it a little spray there. And I'll tell you what, we'll have another little spray here as well. Stereophonic smell. Okay, so Byredo's Accord Oud came out in 2010. And the notes are blackberry, saffron and rum, leather accord, clary sage, and then on the basis of patchouli and powdery musks. Now, I don't know if you know much about Byredo, because I certainly didn't. I've smelt a few of theirs over the years, but mainly I think Liberties were kind of like championing them for a while. And I remember trying, what was it, Pulp, and I really like that kind of a strange fruity concoction, but a really nice fragrance. And I think I tried Black Saffron, is it? That was quite nice. I enjoyed that. But none of them kind of really made me want to buy them, put it that way. They were very good, very nice, good quality, and lovely presentation and all that sort of thing. But none, I think there was quite a lot going on when I was trying them, and there were probably other fragrances that I had on my list. So that's probably why I don't actually own any from Byredo. But one of my colleagues at work is a massive fan of Accord Oud, and he has been banging on about it for a long time. So it was one of the reasons I went back to my sample and thought, okay, well let's find out what it's all about. And I'm really glad that my colleague has been badgering me about it, because this is quite a special fragrance actually. It's a clever one, because every time I've tried it, I'm getting something different out of it. Now, obviously, I'm working from quite a small sample, so I fully anticipate this isn't a fragrance that I'm really going to know inside out until I actually own it and I've spent a lot of time with it and sprayed a lot more than I have been, because it is quite different, and little different things happen every time I wear the fragrance, or every time I've tried it I've noticed something else, or something else has appealed to me. So it is one that it changes quite a bit. And it also is, if you've seen any of my videos, you'll know that I really appreciate fragrances that take you on a journey, and this certainly does. There is a temptation to do a really lazy review of this, and this reminds me of two fragrances that I really enjoy. One of my favourite fragrances that I don't own is Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Now, one of the reasons I don't own Oud Wood is because the performance is terrible on me. It really does not last, and it's an expensive fragrance. There's no way that I would buy Oud Wood, purely because it just does not last. It smells amazing. I love it, but the performance on me is absolutely terrible. So when I spray this, I'm reminded of Oud Wood. And that is a massive plus. They're not a clone of each other. If you sprayed them side by side, you'll probably notice there's quite a lot of differences. But they do the same sort of thing, and I'm instantly reminded of Oud Wood. And then as this develops, it kind of really reminds me of Tuscan leather. So you could, easily say this starts off like Oud Wood and then turns into Tuscan leather, and that would give you an idea of what the fragrance is like. If you don't know what Oud Wood or Tuscan leather smells like, then you won't have a clue. So that's why I'm trying to avoid doing that. And if you haven't smelt Oud Wood or Tuscan leather, then please do, because they're both amazing scents. So with this, you do get the blackberry, but it doesn't, to me, it smells more like a berry, a dark fruity berry. The saffron is quite sweet, and the rum, it isn't a deep, rich, boozy rum. It is boozy, but it's like a cold booze. This fragrance is great, but it is quite cold. I mean, I get a really sort of strange, whenever I smell anything, I always get an image of something. And when I smell a lot of oudi fragrances, I get a kind of a cottage industry vibe. Now, I've never been into a perfumer's and watched them work. I've never done that. But in my mind's eye and watching some of the videos online of perfumers working, I have a mental image of quite a chaotic environment where, the fragrances are made with little tinctures here and wonderful smells in the air. Almost like, the picture I get is almost like an art studio from a college or something like that. That's the image I tend to have in my head when I'm thinking about, how perfume's made. The way the Byredo Accord Oud smells to me, the imagery I get is a very clean white lab with people in white coats and crystal clear decanters and all the liquids that are going in to be blended, all in this sort of medical style environment. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way either. That's not a negative. This is a very clean, airy take on an oud. It's not funky. It's not rich. It's kind of light and efficient and lovely. It really is good. When I'm saying this is a clinical fragrance, that's not a negative. It is a really, really interesting one. The development is really, really good too. You get the leather accord, obviously the sage is there, and then it is a little powdery, it is a little musky. Sometimes I think this smells quite a lot like Tuscan leather, and other times I think it's more soft, it's more suede, it's more like ombre leather. But it's good. It's really, really nice. Now, I didn't know too much about Byredo, but apparently they were founded in 2006 from a guy by the name of Ben Gorham, who seems to have had an interesting journey into perfumery as well. I don't think he's had any classical or formal perfume training. I think he sort of approached some people within, some well-known perfumers and worked with them, or had some sort of training with them. But they not only do they make fragrances, they make I think they make eyewear, they make candles and all that sort of stuff as well as fragrances. So I think what I need to do is have a look at more of them. And then make a decision on this, because I'm really, really enjoying Accord Oud. I think this is lovely. You'll notice the other thing, sorry, I just need to go back, that there is no oud mentioned in the notes, yet it's called Accord Oud. You do get an oudy note in the same way that you do with Tom Ford's Oud Wood. They have that same sort of clean oudy smell. And what I think they've done is they've used all the materials in this fragrance, all the notes, to give an impression of oud rather than actually having oud in it. And I like that. That's quite clever. Why, not falsely advertise, that's the wrong thing, but why say, there is oud in here when there isn't, or there's the most minute amount of oud in an oud fragrance, which is normally the case. What they've done is they've cleverly used the other notes to give an accord of oud. And it works really, really well. I think this is completely unisex. Anyone can wear this, any age can wear this. And this is any setting would be fine for any setting. You could wear this formally, you can wear this informally, you can lounge around in it, or you can wear this out and it will smell amazing. It projects quite well. It does kick out a bit. The sillage is very, very good. There's a little trail of it wherever you go. But this lasts a very long time, whereas oud wood drops off on me. I get 3 hours out of that, if that. After 3 hours of wearing oud wood, I cannot smell it. It's gone, and it's so frustrating. With this, it's there all the time. You'll probably get 7 or 8, maybe even more than that out of this, and that's only from small sprays with a sample. So if I had a bottle of it, obviously I'll be chucking it on like I normally do, and I'm sure this will give me a full day easily. The projection is right. It doesn't need to be louder because the sillage is so good. You're going to be leaving a trail around anyway. And sometimes when you combine massive projection with a strong sillage, it can become a little overbearing. This is not going to be overbearing because it's such a unique, enticing smell. People will want to smell more of it. This is beautiful, actually. every time I wear it, I enjoy it more. This is going to be a new fragrance for me, I think. So please, please, please try and get a sample of this one, especially if you like oud but you don't like it too strong, or again, as I've said with a few others, you're trying to dip your toe into the world of oud. This would probably be a really good place to start, because this is a clean, pretty scent. One I think most people will enjoy. If you don't like oud, then you're not going to be exploring this world anyway, so don't bother. This isn't for you. If you do like oud but you don't like it too oudy, have a look at Byredo's Accord Oud, because this is a good sort of stepping stone for you. It's not funky, it's not there's nothing in here that's going to shock you. If you like oud wood as well, have a go at this, because I think again, just based on the sample, this is a really good option. If you're having performance issues with oud wood, please have a look at the Accord Oud, because you've got much better performance from it. They're not the same. They are, they're not clones of each other. And as I said earlier, if you put them side by side, you will notice that there are quite a lot of differences. But Byredo Accord Oud is a really good fragrance, and it does a similar kind of thing to oud wood. So for me, it's a much better alternative because of the performance is far superior. And I do like that smell. So I hope this has been it's a bit of a confusing one, and when I'm only working from a sample and it's not a fragrance I own, I find it much harder to do the review, because I've worn it less, I've spent less time with it, and I haven't saturated myself in it, because obviously I'm trying to eke it out a bit. So please try this. I think you'll like it. Anyway, listen, thank you very much for your time. And we will be back very soon with more reviews. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye!